Hi, this episode's going to be a little weird. Yeah. When is it not? Happy Halloween.
And it's dark, it's been raining. To the most advantageous means. There, Kelsey.
You've never seen this movie. Don't lie to me. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Advocate Studios. I'm your host, Sir Stormchild. Hey, it's spooky season, right? What's up? How you doing? You ever write an entire script, or in my case, write like 2 pages of notes and then forget what the hell half of this crap even means? All right, today we're going to be talking about one of my favorite movies, honestly, because I've rewatched it and I finally got a copy of it. Um, Strange, happenstance and all that. It's a movie that actually used to terrify me. I mean, obviously you've seen it. Well, the thing is, The Ghost of Mr. Chicken. The Ghost of Mr. Chicken used to terrify me. That's a weird statement. I get it. Um, it's really only for specific, this one specific scene, and well, I was afraid of everything as a kid. Even when I watched the House on Haunted Hill, there was just a shoveling little uh, skeleton going around, but it still kind of freaked me out. At the end of The Fly, when she's like, help me. It's freaky, man. I didn't know Bruce Willis was dead until the end of that movie. I did not see that one coming, although it was always there. Anyway, we're gonna have to decipher the notes together, because this is the first time you're watching it, and this is, let's face it, maybe the first time I'm filming it. Uh, this is the first time you're. Let's face it, it's the first time you're watching it, or are you watching it again? If so, this is going to be a weird sense of deja vu. Okay, so short version of The Ghost of Mr. Chicken. Don Knotts, he works at a newspaper. He's a typesetter, and he wants to be a reporter. So somebody at the basically in the basement, the janitor, he's like, "Hey, that old house that you were just by? Why don't you stay in that for a night? Just see if there's some ghosts. There was a murder suicide that went on there. Like, ooh, that's scary. Um, maybe you should go check that out." You know what? I'll even help you. Set up the right of this proposal or whatever. Like that, it might be haunted. So he types up this mysterious report that um, the whole town kind of gushes over. Like, who wrote this mysterious thing? Like, oh, are there actually ghosts there? So to follow that up, they convince Don to stay there for a night, and because he stays there for that night, things are going wrong. It's a dark and stormy night. There's the painting gets stabbed, and it's dripping blood, and there's things moving around. There's a secret staircase and all that kind of stuff. There's a piano that plays by itself. Um, because the thing was, the wife had gotten brutally attacked in her bedroom, I believe. Their story goes that the husband did it in a fit of rage, but we never know why. And then he went upstairs and played the piano, and there's blood on the piano that you can see. And then he throws himself out the top of the balcony, and that's the story. But and honestly, it's supposed to feel flimsy because that's how the rest of it's going there. And if you're like, hey, why is that janitor setting him up? We'll get to that. Uh, so he goes there, stays for a night, comes back. He's a raving lunatic, basically. He can barely form a coherent sentence. So his reporter friends write up a report. The occult society goes nuts for it, and one of the main ladies of the cult society, who they're all local psychics and mystics and that kind of stuff, which was really big in the '60s. This is like a 1964 movie. It's a 1966 movie, so probably filmed '65, and the sensibilities of before. Um, and one of the wives is well, one of the husbands of the wives of the psychic people. You get me, Mr. Rambley. she owns, he owns the bank. Her husband owns the bank, and the person who is wanting to buy the house of the haunted house happens to be the nephew of the person who leapt out that window. Why? Oh, you start to see like stories converge. Yeah, basically that's what went down. Uh, and then he sues because like now the bank won't like take his money or whatever, and he's like, no, we can't do it. Like the psychic ladies, they're all up in arms, man. We got to give them what they want, and so he sues Don for libel, and where they're at the court, they're like, hey, what's up? Why are we, like why are we arguing about ghosts? And the judge's like, I don't know if there's ghosts. I don't know if there is or if there isn't any ghosts. So the judge is like, I don't know if there's any ghosts. Well, if there is, fucking shit. So the judge is like, I don't know if there's ghosts. Maybe there are. Maybe there aren't. Let's just go to the house and let's find out once and for all. Let's find this secret staircase. Let's find these garden shears that you said were plunged into the throat of the painting of the woman, of the wife. And so they go there, and the painting's fine. They can't find the staircase. They do find the main staircase that goes up into the parapet or whatever it is, the tower. That's where the piano is, which I do move like stuff for a living, like furniture. Anybody who puts a piano all the way up there, you're an asshole. I don't like that. And he's like, oh, we need to just get this one thing moved. Where is it? It's up there. Push it out the window. Actually, I thought you would have to actually get a crane to move it out. I don't think you could put it in there any other way. Or pointless. But they notice that there is a second staircase, like after everybody leaves. Okay. So they find nothing except for the bloody fingerprints or whatever. Everybody leaves except for the nephew and the gardener. Because the gardener shows up a little bit late because he got like held up because he tries to get in earlier, but like the guard's like, no, you can't come in. And oh, and the gardener's like, dude, sorry, late. Where's everybody at? Okay, go to the staircase. And then his Don Knotts by this point, like she becomes his girlfriend. That's all the sideline. We'll get to that. I'll explain this in a lot more detail, and then I'll edit it far down. But she comes in and helps him to she figures out like where like the mechanism is and all that kind of shit. And then they end up trapping the nephew in, and like as they're on like a staircase, and like one's got a knife to it, like the girlfriend's throat at one point. And does he have a knife? I don't know. He doesn't. He may not even have a weapon. He's got like his arm around her throat, basically keeping her hostage. And then they like the police like eventually like they show back up, and then basically there's a fucking Scooby-Doo kind of ending to the story, where everything just gets explained at the end, like a murder she wrote. Basically the gardener saw everything and then like took the garden shears and went like, hey, those are mine. All right, now we have the murder weapon. And like, who did it? And I was like, I saw him do it. And then he pushed that guy out the window. Yay. This has been a short episode by a half-assed goth. There are like some other nuances within the actual thing. Okay, long version. There are certain parts of the story that are, it's very cheesy. Admittedly, it's very cheesy. It's not meant to be taken anything other than like what it portrays itself to be. It starts with a dark and spooky night, and there's only like a few sets that go on. But I think the acting is done very well. Obviously, you got Don Knotts, who's always got that nervous energy kind of character. But in this one, yeah, he's a nervous energy, but you back him into a corner.
Some men are afraid of ghosts.
He'll actually put up a fight. He'll actually, he'll put up for himself. Like, well, not put up for himself. He'll defend himself. He's back into a corner, and he's like, yeah, he might get his ass kicked. but he's gonna throw up hands
So what is
just to see if like you can do anything, and he will swing, and you gotta love
a
the
little
man for
pipsqueak
it.
like you fighting us in court? Just who?
Essentially, I explained everything. I don't know why I'm talking about like all this other extra
Nothing to
crap.
it.
Oh yeah,
Some men are afraid of men. No
oh yeah.
red-blooded
When he like
American boy should be.
instead of like throwing dukes, I explained myself. He does this. He karate chops everything,
I'll be sure-footed.
and it's super funny.
Good, because you're gonna spend the murder all out. Some men are
And
afraid of their
the
shadow.
girlfriend angle, she he's basically at like this house where like there's a whole bunch of people, like so he's got like other tenants, so he's trying to eat, and he hears like, oh, so and so is like pulled up outside. He's like, oh,
Let me demonstrate.
oh, she's
Now,
here.
some men are afraid of girls.
Okay, I'm
Oh,
gonna get
that's silly.
stuff
Girls
food
can't
in
hurt
real
you.
fast,
A brave man.
and like the ladies
The
start
female
talking
right
about
off
like,
her
oh
feet.
yeah, well she's
Nothing to it.
wearing that dress, and like I saw it over here, blah blah. And there's like a whole backstory or whatever,
Like you fighting us in
and then
court.
it
Just
kind of
who
gets
you?
somewhat
All right.
into like a raunchy like
Pete
angle
started
of
as a
it.
roving reporter with murder on his
And then he goes outside to meet her, and he's like, "Hey, how you doing?" And like he's trying to be cool as possible, being Don Knotts,
ghostly organism.
and she notices. She's clearly like she likes him, but she obviously like the boyfriend shows up or whatever. He's like, "Hey, babe, what's going on? Hey, what's going on?" I think he's another reporter. I think he's like a decent, like a good reporter, because like when she finally does give him the boot, uh. Because like I think one of the final straws was like she invites Don to go on a dinner date, which was like just a lunch or whatever. He's like, oh yeah, I just gotta mail this thing real quick, and he runs to mail his little letter, and he's so happy about doing it.
A
And
brave man just sweeps a female right off her feet.
he gets back to the girl,
Nothing to it.
and
Some men are afraid.
she's sitting there at the table, but there's also another dude at the table, so they have like this awkward like date
I'll be
sort of thing
sure-footed.
where like he's talking to her, but there's also just this one dude just watch him like every single moment, like eating a sandwich. When she does finally kick him out,
Men are
it's
afraid of their
like, I think it's like right in front of the house. She's like, you can't. He's like, hey, you're my girl. He's like, nah, I am not owned by anybody. Excuse me. He's like, oh, that's how it is. And then he kind of leaves. But at the same time, it could be
Reporter with
at
murder
the
on
same
his
time
feet.
it could be
Now he's a raving
construed as
reporter.
like
As he
she's an empowered woman. She's free to do whatever she wants and free to choose, whoever she wants to be with. And it's clear that Don is a bigger option, or at least a nicer option than this guy who's
You're
like,
checking
at least like Don's gonna like take care of her. Also,
You're
like
gonna spend the
Don,
murder night in Simmons'
his name is Luther in this movie,
I should be afraid of men.
and the Mr. Kelsey is the Irish janitor, and he's very funny. Oh, Rachel is her name. Excuse me. Those are the characters' names.
Haunted houses scare you. They're more
Don,
stone
really
than wood.
fucking yeah, he's eating chicken. Yeah, Don eats chicken soup while standing. Guy stares while eating Jello.
Some shadows are afraid of their men.
It's so funny,
So what is
and that's like
that?
right before
How should I know? I'm
he's
chicken.
he's telling her he's so excited he's going to go stay at this the haunted house. He's like, oh really? That's crazy. He's like, oh yeah, I'm going to go there, and then he ends up getting everything set up. There's a really long sequence where he's just waiting for a flashlight. The movie does like different kinds of comedy very well. It has your very slapstick kind of comedy. It has your witty turn of phrase kind of comedy. It has your push a bully into like the sand pit, but also like, hey, like push a bully into a sand pit, push the nerd into the sand pit, and watch the nerd flare around until the nerd like kicks your ass. And also he's just standing there going like, come on, bring it. And you're like, there's a whole long bit where there's a broken elevator, so like it doesn't stop normally. It either stops like above or below, and they have to keep getting off. And sometimes it's like at like mid step it changes.
Well, that's silly. Girls can't hurt
And like
you.
I feel like I kind of fear for him. It's like, oh no, you're gonna fall, but they do it so well. Like it
American boys should be afraid of men.
and also there's a random points. There's
Sweet like you fighting us.
okay, once it starts at the trial, is like there's somebody goes, "Attaboy, Judge! Attaboy, Luther!" It's very strange. And like they never show who it is, and it's just always on the background, and it like that joke repeats for the rest of the
Well, that's girl can't
movie.
hurt you.
Right. They
Breathe,
they
man.
try to use like character witnesses at the trial. To where like, oh, Luther used to make up stories, and he loved to turn a phrase, and also like there's a guy who's just like, oh, he was really into UFOs, he once saw one, and so they're trying to like
Started it.
character destroy him or whatnot. But then they just decided to go to the house anyway, which Oregon plays. Irish sits at the keys. Oh right, everybody leaves, and then like Irish kind of shows back up, and he plays the keys. He's like, I'm sorry. All that happens. Is there a
Some
knife?
men are
I don't
afraid of
think there
ghosts.
is. I was
That's kid
confused by
stuff.
that.
Do haunted houses
You'll
scare
see the
you?
footage.
They're mortar, stone, and wood. How good.
Uh, right, the nephew killed both of the wife and the uh, well, it was his uncle and his aunt basically. Um, I think the uncle had the
What's your name?
money. I thought he was like in love with his aunt, or like technically like his wife's, or his uncle's wife, which I thought was like might be in play. Um, but it never really gets brought up. It's also really not that important in like this kind of movie. It's not the girl with the dragon tattoo levels of serious. Oh, and it ends with Don and God damn it, her name was Alma. Her name wasn't Rachel. It was Alma this entire time. I'm not going back and changing that. You're gonna hear Rachel, and then you're gonna hear Alma, and then you'll be like, oh, I'm gonna type that in the comments. I do have comments. You can use them. I don't read them all the time. So I apologize, but whatever. Don and Alma, they get married at church, and then the ghost plays this little piano in the corner, and you're like, oh no, there was a ghost this whole time. But at least he's kind of in tune. It's very strange the ending, but it's also reminiscent of if you saw the ending of Rocky Horror Picture. Nope, not that. If you ever saw the ending of Little Shop of Horrors, it's basically kind of like that, where it has like a kind of happy ending, but then you zoom down like, oh, there's something suspicious. But like in this one, everybody knows, and it's like that's not even a player piano anymore. Uh, it's a really fun movie. It's it's campy, it's it's like it's spooky. It's like the music does that very well. They get the cinematography. It's a studio. It's well lit. They would like the shots are really well done. The costumes, the set, they're very well fleshed out. Like everybody has like a personality. Everybody has um a, a way about themselves that you don't have to explain with just like no wearing a costume and you know getting that point across without just like they're just fucking background characters, but you know that guy's a lumberjack. The dialogue is very witty. It's very quotable. It's very honest. It's trying to be silly, but at the same time, it's taking that silliness very honestly, and it plays it that way. And that's the only way you can like do comedy. You're like, yeah, you kind of have to be like serious and like come off as kind of strange, but like it's there. That make any sense? I don't fucking know. The acting is honest. It's animated, but it's very funny, especially with Don Knotts. Uh, Overall, sure, it's probably like a 7 movie. Like you could turn it on in the background. Like nobody's gonna get offended watching this movie. But for nostalgic purposes, it's like a 7.5. Like it's almost like an 8. It's so good. The parts that I was always scared by was always like it's this Looney Tunes esque thing that you once you're older or you rewatch it, you realize that nothing is actually happening. It's the janitor fuck with Don just so he can get a better story. So if he can like scare Don, he can get a better story out there. If you get a better story out there, they can get more people interested because he because he learns that the nephew is trying to buy that hotel, is trying to buy that house, and is going to tear it down or whatever. And he's like, "Oh, I got dirt on you, motherfucker." But doing it in a very kind way, I guess. Well, not a kind way. Like fights him on a fucking stairwell, but trying to trap him, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. Like like get him there. It's not like like gunpoint or nothing. It's a silly movie. I don't know how to say that anymore. It's a silly little movie. It's great. Obviously, I watched it when I was with my grandparents. Like I grew up with my grandparents for a good portion of my life. Uh, this will always sit in my heart as a just entertainment, man. Yeah, it's not like exactly like spooky or scary. There's no actual. Well, there's kind of a ghost, yeah, in like the end, but you know, not everything has to be horrifying. Sometimes you just be a little spooky. That's cool. You don't have to like do all the blood gore. Like, oh, we got to talk about Terrifier and all those, and they're fun, but yeah. Sometimes I want to talk about something nobody else will. I want to speak for the little man, and this little man was named Don Knotts. Coming up next, the Incredible Mr. Limpet. I don't own that movie yet. Anyway, that's been me rambling. Oh. If you haven't watched my last video that was extremely long, it was all about Donnie Darko and S. Darko, and then my hat just fell off. Things are falling around me, and I don't know why. I have other videos if you want to. I don't know why you want to watch them, but I recommend them. Sell it, baby, sell it. Anyway, I gotta go to bed. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for being here. Please be safe out there, you beautiful, beautiful people. And go be creative. Go do something fun. I haven't really drawn. That was like the last thing I drew. Hold on. My thumb will find it. That thing. It's not done. I gotta like recolor in all the greens and whatnot. I don't know. Somebody painted it, and I'm just repainting it. Thrift stores. Go to thrift stores. That's it. You can go home now. Bye.